YouTube! What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Mega Master Moses here, or it's what I would say if I was trying to be, the Mega Master me. But today, I'm actually going to be Moses Newman because this video is actually a video that, well, it's something that was supposed to be done. Especially, I was supposed to upload this actually last week, but I've been a little bit busy here and there, work, and also what do you call it? I went to a few festivals here and there. Video will be coming soon for that. But yeah, I've been kind of going out, as a lot of people have been saying, kind of been living my best life here and there, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if you haven't already, on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment down below. On Rumble, follow, that type of stuff. Check the description, follow also my other stuff, and yeah. But in this video, I'm here to talk about the electric circuit car, as you probably seen in the title, or yeah, pretty much the title and the description. So, let me just get some here and there out there from this. So, in other words, the way how we were supposed to do this was actually a project that we were given way back in, I want to say actually more in February. We started our class during January, but it was more February. They went in more detail about it, and this was when I was in my first year, second semester at the time. Me and my friends, aka big shout out to Mikhail, Michael, and also Josh, who later on I will talk about what. But big shout out to these guys, because not only me, but because we're all, one, doing in the same program, two, we're best friends, and three, if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to do it. But pretty much sum it up, the whole purpose of the project we were doing was to get an overlay on, some of like how to control it, the 3D model, the kit, yada yada, and it was also a project that we were given from our college, of course, to do. So I was like, you know what, why not make a video about it? And I was like, and I had that idea in mind since when we finished class, which was April. And as you're seeing this now, we're in August, so you can tell I was kind of, a little bit on the lazy side, and also kind of almost forgot about it until now. So, but anyways, the project consisted on us just trying to get the electric circuit car moving here and there to certain places. And I'll let you guys see some of the rundowns on it. We actually made a PDF file, which I'm just gonna briefly show it, because I don't want, other years who are in the same program as me trying to use this video to just get it easily. Nah, you watching it, doing it, you got to do it the hard way. And if you're a first year on doing the first semester with our program, the Mechatronic Engineer, oh, I wish you luck, and I hope you guys suffer. I mean suffer on what we did on first semester, because the stuff that we needed to get, bro, it was something. So you first years are getting it easy on us, on us upper years.
Okay, so for this part, this is actually what we did with the engineer designs. We did the background check, the project, whatever, did the whole background. These are all the parts we did. And this was the report that we had to do for when we were trying to let them know or whatever. Oh, also I forgot to mention that we were using C. Yeah, we're using more C. We also there was some mixer of C++ in there, and we were also using the app called Audino for making the program. And this was supposed to be how we were supposed to make the electric circuit car move from point A to point B. So yeah, and then you have all this stuff, the budget and whatever, from how much it would have cost if Humber didn't pay for it. And then this was actually the 3D model of how it looks like. So yeah, and this was also the presentation that we had to do. So yeah, I'm just giving you guys a little bit of you know, of how it was. So
God, the first year is mad at me for saying that. Going back to the whole dilemma. So again, it was just overlay and just seeing okay what we need to build, how we need to program it, and yes, we needed to code it, and program it, and such. And it was overall, in my opinion, it was an alright, and also at the same time fun project we did. Hence why I wanted to make this video, but also why I was like, hey, like this is something we need to do more. And Humber, if you're watching this is something we need to do more on instead of what we did first semester as a first year, because that video I'm not dropping. The project that we did in that video, I'm not gonna lie, it really did not caught my eye. It was boring as hell, and it was like, okay, the whole point of it was make a marble track and just let it run. But yeah, that was pretty much it. There was like nothing there, and it was like I understand. Okay, it's first year, first semester, trying to take it. But even then, it was like, come on, really, like. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm sorry I'm getting off of drama. What I'm here to talk about is the whole electric circuit and how it actually runs. So, we did some stuff. We had to check the schedule, the budget, and again, seeing if it works or not, the building. So this project originally this project consisted of only 2 people, but the reason why our group had an exception to make it 3 was because, again, with the numbers of people in our program and such, there wasn't too much people to like have a partner pair. So that gives you guys an idea how small our class was. But also our professor was just chill to like add an extra person. So we were like, okay, me, Mikhail, and Michael decided we would just group up and work on the project. And it was, with the way we separated things, it was pretty simple. I had the job of building the stuff, as that that one was, if Mikhail and Michael are watching it, they know, and Josh too. But it was something when I was building it. I'll get into more detail on that. Mikhail's job was more on the SolidWorks, trying to like, if you also know SolidWorks, it's basically 3D model stuff. But it was to get all the 3D model of it. I'll show it on the screen. That we needed to, show our professors proof, like, okay, we have this as a 3D model, and this is how we want it to be built. And Michael's job was the programming and coding stuff, because for one of our classes, he wasn't really in it because he already took it. He already got the credit for it. So we were like, okay, since you have the credit for that class, and it was basically the programming class he got, we were like, okay, we'll just let you have this. So he kind of just had it. So anyways, on my part, on the building part, I would have shown proof, and this is no cap, I would have actually have video proof of how I build it, but this was a dumb mistake on my part, more as a YouTuber side. I actually deleted the footage. It was like almost a 2-hour video, just me trying to like understand and just building it, going through the instructions I got, which by the way, if also Humber, if you're watching this, your guys' instructions sucks. I'm going to just say it flat. You guys, for half of the stuff from the instructions, was literally more harder to build than it needed to be. Like the instructions. That's another thing. If you guys are second year, I hope, or first when you get to do the stuff we did. If you're watching this, the stuff that we have to use for it was just, some of it was just BS, because I was going through the same way the instruction instructed me to do, and it did not work. Like it like for a few stuff, not all of it, but for a few stuff. But what do you call it? What was I saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, I was just 2 hours just trying to get it working, and I got the build to work, but and you know, as we tested it, because you know this is a trial and error. As us engineers, you know, it's a thing we have to do. You know, you see Mark Rober and freaking Michael Reeves. You know, you know the two psychotic engineers. If one thing or two things we all have in common between Mark Rober, Michael Reeves, and me, Moses Newman. One, you could probably notice we all have M in the beginning of our names. Two, we're engineers, and three, we're just built different. And I'm not just also talking about myself. Michael, my Michael that I know, aka Mythical, and Mikhail, who also aka Mando. You know, we all have M's in our names, so you know that's just saying something with us engineers. You know what I'm saying? You know. But yeah, enough joke. Going back on topic. So as we were trying to test out the build and whatever, we found out that apparently the way how I built it was completely wrong. As in, I had the wheels in the wrong direction. The lights that was supposed to come on, they weren't working. Which that part wasn't on me. Apparently that was on them because we had to what do you call it? Our lights wasn't working, so we have to get new ones. Which, speaking of, hold up, let me see if I can get it. But so while we were building it, there was actually something. Oh, here they are. Okay, so we were given motors to use, right? And this is one of the things. I mean, why the instructions suck. So there was motors we were supposed to put on them, right? And they were given wires for these motors. Okay, so I just want you guys to know this is one of the things the instructors instructed us. So there was a certain thing. I'll give a good example. This is how the motor is, right? And it's in the instructions. It told us, or it showed how you were supposed. There was like a plastic right here, and we were supposed to take it out. And it literally showed in the instructions, like them taking it out. Like it wasn't displayed; it was just there. Like they had the plastic on, and then but putting it on to the electric circuit car, they took it off. So, and there's 4 motors. Keep in mind, each 4 motors are supposed to run it, right? So, those motors that were there were supposed to have the thing running, right? And at the time, we didn't know that you could have still had the plastic on, and it would still work and it would make sense to have the plastic on because there's wires in them, right? So because we took them off, we kept having them break, and you wouldn't believe how much it broke. Like this is a good example of how many we broke. We didn't like. I want you guys to take a guess. Pause the video. Just take a guess on how much we broke. As you can see, this is one we broke. We didn't break 1. We didn't break 2. Hold on. I'm going to hold it in my hand. We didn't break 2. Not 3. Well, this one's actually broken. As you can see, it's hard. What's this one broken? Yeah, this one was broken because this one wasn't working. But as you can tell, like the wires are still intact. It's just when we used it, this one wasn't working for some reason. It's not 4, not 5. There was a 6th one, but I can't find that one. But there was 6. There was 6 motors we broke, all because the instructor, 1, never told us about it. 2, when we were doing it, we didn't realize it. And then 3, as you could probably tell, all these motors, what they all have in common, as I was showing with this one, the battery just broke down. So we have to continuously, and this is what this was again. I feel obligated that it was kind of my responsibility. So because I was on the whole building thing, I should have noticed this later on. But and I do feel bad for the professor. I do apologize for coming. We did feel bad coming, telling them, hey, can we just add a new motor? But it was. Well, to be fair, it wasn't our fault to not realize that very later on until Josh, aka Silver. I'm sorry if I butchered your name wrong, but your go-to name. But it wasn't until he brought it up to our attention that we didn't need it. So we kind of were like, oh shit. We kind of realized, we kind of fucked up on that part. But yeah, it was an experience. Again, trial and error, am I right? So we did that, and after realizing that, doing some testing, and after well, Michael and Mikhail realizing that my build kind of I did a decent job, okay? Like I like they even admitted, like I did a decent job building it. It was just with the whole wheels, again, it didn't show the instructions which wheel was supposed to be where and wherever. That screwed it up. So that part wasn't on me, but in terms of the building, like it was fine. It was just when we did again, this is why we have to do test and trial and error, right? Because if we never did it, we wouldn't know like which wheels and wherever. So we have to like, it wasn't that hard for just a switch and whatever. We have to do that in order to fix it up. So after doing that, a bunch of trial errors later, and Michael finally get the programming part. We realized the programming that we had, or the code specifically, I should say, it didn't really work out because the whole point of it was the UV light to turn on. And that this was also at the time we weren't really sure why our UV light wasn't going on. Until very later, we kind of realized one of the code wasn't working properly, as well as also the UV light. So we also asked our boy Josh, that's why I'm bringing him up also, for help, because he helped us out, you know, fix it up a little bit, and yeah, and we finally got it working after a little bit, which was actually a week before we were supposed to test it, because again, keep in mind, this was all between February to April, so we literally had less than 2 months to try to like get this on, while dealing with a bunch of professors handing us almost like quiz after quiz. Like, there was exams that we had to do, stuff that we had to study, so we had to keep all this, and we had another project in mind, which I'll do a video on that. That's a video in the future that I'm planning to do. But we also had a second project that we also had to figure out. So keep in mind, we had all this. We had to focus on this, and then also our project, and also our thing. And we had all of this in mind, and not just our group. It was also everyone else in the mechatronic field I could cover. That had to, you know, have to keep all of this in mind, you know. So yeah, it was something to like, you know, have a big brainstorm and have it all ready and whatever. But you know, after everything that I said and came to mind, we finally was able to like get everything working, everything settled, and we even tried testing it, as you know, Mikhail was trying to fix up a few stuff of my build, because every time whenever we tried using the car, it just wasn't really working, and we wanted to make sure it was working perfectly fine, so when the professor comes to test it and sees like how the car is reacting to it, where it goes from point A to point B in such a direction, it will work. And well, we did a lot of trial and error and on that part, and that one was like I think we stayed in the room that we normally go to for our field for like almost 3 hours. I was like, we were there just trying to test it out. Other groups came in, and like for almost a good 2 hours, because I had the video. It was like one of them was 2 hours, the other one where it finally worked was like an hour and a half. So it was like, so yeah, it was like almost 3 hours actually. We were like just there trying to like have it working and whatever, and it was a pain. And speaking of pain, we also decided to name our bot, our electric circuit bot, PITA, which is an acronym for Pain in the. Again, a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing, a lot of this, and a lot of mental damage on our part from also, you know, trying to get this certain bot working, because it was definitely a pain. It was really a pain to get this thing working.
there. That goes over there. Go right. They're coming up. It's going a little bit on the angle, but yeah.
Something or whatever. Everything has the same pin number.
Yeah. Oh, and now it just starts dancing. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop off.
One from the one that I hang around with.
Yeah, I don't know.
This one.
Oh yeah, they're actually well.
But at last, after a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing, a lot of you know, finally making through the One Piece. As it was a long journey, we finally got it working. As I also took videos, I will showcase them right here. Okay. Looking good. Looking good.
Nice. There we go. Go this way.
Are you also going to go back for the summer or what? No.
And then doing this. And then the finishing touch.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Voila.
After the whole thing, we finally got it working. We finally got our thing, and then when it came to testing, like day of testing, you wouldn't believe it, but it didn't work. It just, I don't know, like it just, like it went. Okay, so it went. I didn't record it, but it did went through. So say this is the direction it was supposed to go, right? It went from here. This is like the point where the finish line, let's say, right? It came from this to this, and it just went out of bounds. But the professor was nice enough, and again, because you know, this is why it's good to have a content creator friend, am I right? Because I had the video saved and wherever. We just literally used that footage, and he just gave us a straight 100. So it was like, hey, it was a win-win. What can I say? But hey, I mean, yeah. I mean, after that, we just was like, all right, we were chilling afterwards, and I wish I had the bot. I don't have it with me. We ended up giving it to Mikhail because, you know, again, I wanted it, but I was going to be honest. Like, I wasn't really going to do much with it, besides Mando said he wanted to use it and, you know, try to build a Lego car. Like, he wanted to, like, try to build it with the stuff that we have and, like, make it out of, like, a Lego car or something cool, he was telling me. So I was like, Michael and I was like, alright, he deserves it. I mean, to be honest, we all did a fair job on ours, and it was fun, as in very fun. A lot of pain in the ass, but fun to do. But yeah, we had a good experience with it, and hopefully, you know, now that I'm about to start school in the next 2 weeks or so, back to that hellhole, but hopefully we do projects like that more often. And yeah, we have a way better, more understanding on how we could do things properly when, especially building stuff and giving us instructions. Humber. But yeah. But again, this is how we build our electric circuit car. Again, big shout out to Mythical, Mando, and I'm just going to say Josh. I'm not going to try to butcher your other name because I'm or Civil, you know. Let's just keep it like that. But big shout out to them. Also big shout out to, you know, the Humber group who decided to, you know, make us do that as our program. And yeah, that's basically it. So again, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment down below. And yeah, also if you're on Rumble, be sure to follow that as well. But I'll see you all in the next video on the other part that I built, which that one also has a story to tell, how we do it. Anyways, have a good day, guys. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Fuck you, can you believe it? I've been so warm in my fucking resume. I've been dying.
So, boys, how was the success?
Oh yeah. I mean,
How was it?
what?
Was it perfect?
Well, yeah, that was fucking good.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking
Yes!
yes.
Content, bro. Just
Content.
We don't have shit on the bathroom today. And that's content. Dude, I hope you have bloopers about me just saying random shit.
Oh.